Welcome to the Popko Project Podcast, a platform for the discussion and discovery of arts and entertainment. We focus on highlighting people and events that add value to the world around us. Visit us on all social media platforms by searching the Popko Project or visit our website at thepopkoproject.com. Welcome to the show, and thank you so much for listening. Show, the Holtzmann Effect. How you guys doing?
Good. Hey.
It's been a long time.
A little bit. Yeah,
almost 3 years.
Yeah, so I was trying to think. I know we did something together, I believe, as part of like the Alt Natives After Hours. I think that was then, right?
Was that, and that was also you debuted the Rose music video.
Yes.
For this?
There we go.
For this podcast?
For a Popko project or whatever it was at the time.
No.
Yeah.
No. Did I really? I thought maybe we did, but then I didn't see it.
You debuted it. That was because it was probably July of 2020 or something like that.
Yeah, so that was probably the Alt Natives After Hours. So I didn't start this till December of 2020.
Okay, yeah. Because I remember you started it off by holding up the Coors beer can with the sunglasses on it.
Yes, that was
the sponsor at the time.
Yeah, that was definitely the Alt Natives thing. So this is your first time on the award-winning Popko Project Podcast. So you can see the awards back there. Yeah, I'm that self-absorbed. I had all the awards. Actually, 2 of them are in my son's bedroom.
This is just how Pro Athlete does interviews on ESPN. Just with everything. You notice mine is blank. If we're going to stay on theme.
No.
Just darkness.
But it's been a long time. I feel like a lot has happened. Most recently, a new EP by you guys, which we'll get into. But like, holy shit, where did that come from?
Our brains.
I mean, you guys have to be proud of that.
We are. It's definitely like when you put, I'm trying to think of how to say it. Like you can envision something 1,000 times, but until you really get to hear it, So just to be able to have it surpass everything that at least I was expecting was very, very, very proud of that one.
I mean, in my opinion, for what it's worth, it's the best thing that I've heard from you guys.
Oh,
wow.
The new EP is called Old Tree. And we'll get into that. But to start things off, I want to talk about how you guys have been and what just life in general. Because like I said, it's been a few years. A lot has happened. I mean, a lot happens in a year, let alone 3. And then you add a pandemic to the 3 years we're alive. Yeah, it's just nuts. Like what have you guys been up to other than this new EP?
Right now, we're actually back at putting our noses to the grindstone. We wrote more songs, and we're currently recording those songs. And part of the inspiration for doing the Old Tree EP is we had all those songs written and recorded, and we did the music video to go with it. And the 2 music videos that coincided with it, and the rest of the songs were like, we got to put these out. And we talked about it. Something came up and we got put on the back burner. We get talking about it again. Something comes up, put it on the back burner. And finally we were in a position where we were like, we have to do this. We have to put these songs out. And so we did, kind of unexpectedly, kind of just was like, all right, we got everything together. We got all of the material ready to go. And funny backstory was it wasn't supposed to release for another couple weeks. And the distributor, something got messed up and it released the next day. And we're like, hey, I guess the CP's out now.
Yeah. So now we meant to do that.
Yeah. Funny. So it was a really great accident.
All right. Well, it sounds like you don't want to talk about the last 3 years of your lives. That's okay. Let's just talk about the EP. Let's just talk about the EP. No, so yeah, I remember, I don't know, what day was that? Because I feel like it came out of nowhere. I saw it and I feel like I was for 2 weeks or 2 weekends. I was away, once in Boston for pleasure, and then once in AC for work. And I feel like I had probably had a few beers, and I saw it pop up. I'm like, "What the hell is going on here?" I had no idea this was happening, and I messaged Beef and said, "Yo, if you're interested, let's talk." And I guess he said that someone had already reached out to me. I'm like, I don't see anything. And I guess Grant had messaged me on the Popko Project Facebook page, which I guess I'm not really good at checking. But yeah, so it kind of came out of nowhere. When was that?
Its official like announcement date would have been the 24th of March.
Okay, so I was in AC. Okay,
Mhm.
that makes sense. Yeah, so I mean, it came out of nowhere to me, and I mean, I saw it that night. I listened to it the next day, and I was just like, "Holy shit!" Like this is, I mean, for anyone watching and listening, if you like Tool, I mean, I feel like Tool is all over this. Theory of a Dead Man. I don't know. I always say I hate doing this because like I hate doing this, but I always do it. I always like reference a band that it sounds like or it's similar to give a reference, right? But like,
Well, you have to. Like, how else would you describe a song without a previously known sound?
right, yeah. But I also don't want to do that. And like, if I say, "Oh, Theory of a Dead Man," and you guys are like, "That fucking band sucks," I don't want to sound like them at all. And here I am going, "Yeah,
It's funny. I love hearing all these things because you never know what's going to come out. Like Theory of a Dead Man, that's the first I've heard of it. And we played a show recently down in just outside of Allentown in Whitehall, and someone's like, "Yeah, I heard a little Puddle of Mud in there," and I'm just like, "Oh
Okay.
boy, all right." I'm like, "Sure, why not?" I hope you love Puddle of Mud.
I mean, I love both Tool and Theory of a Dead Man. When we're done with this, listen to the song RX by Theory of a Dead Man and tell me if you don't hear a little bit.
You queuing it up right now.
Getting it ready.
I'm trying to think of what song. I think it's the track 3 off the EP that is very, very not
Off of
influenced,
Wake
but-
Up Call.
Yes, yes. Where's it? I was just listening to it today, and said to a coworker, "I'm like, this sounds like this, right?" And she's like, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, I just don't want to be going nuts here." I'm looking for your EP, not Theory of a Dead Man. Where is it? Oh, in any case, listen to that song, and then Awoken. I mean, there's Tool all over that for sure. That track. But I mean, talk a little bit about this EP. I mean, you kind of touched on it a bit, but I mean, like I said, this is to me is some of the best stuff you guys have put out, and I was shocked it came out, and I was like, this is incredible, and talk about it.
Well, Beef, do you want to start with some inspiration behind like your song lyrics and the meanings? Like how it all came to be and themes?
Yeah, when we originally had bits and pieces of these songs in the bank for quite a few years. The song "Breakaway" that you compared to "Theory of a Dead Man," I also hear that after I released it, I'm like, wow, that was pretty close. But that melody I actually wrote when I was deployed in 2010. I've had that melody for a very long time, and I always wanted to use it. I just didn't know how, and I finally just decided to throw it out there. Yeah, the other songs we've had in the bank for a while, we finally brought them into the light, and everybody contributed their parts into it, and they really came out great. As for the meanings of the songs, "Awoken" is kind of is a very dark song. It's about I don't want to go too in depth about specific people, but it's about someone that grew up with around heavy drug addiction within family and friends, and kind of getting absorbed into that mix. And it just was kind of an ugly life, and that's what kind of like "Awoken" is about. "Breakaway" is kind of like a COVID song I wrote. The lyrics, when I finally put lyrics to that song, it just kind of like it was around COVID time where you kind of had it. You wanted to just get away from everybody, and but you're so isolated, and obviously everyone is very familiar with the times of COVID. But going down the road, Old Tree is another song dedicated to addiction. That one kind of refers to someone I know, but yeah, it's just drawing a blank. I'm trying to think down the road. What other songs are on that EP, guys?
Human.
Fake, Human, Asteroid.
Human was actually really neat. That's a song that Tyler Salick originally started. He wrote the guitar riff for it, and we all just kind of deer in the headlights motion in the practice space. Like that's going to be something awesome. And then I really wanted to portray hard to explain. I was pushing my vocals in that song to see how beefy I can get so much. So, but I kind of wrote that about if I was saying it's mostly about a dream. It's about the sense of being invincible and some sort of a case, if that makes any sense. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that song was really fun to write, and it's always really fun to play. It seems like, because that song we released last summer took off. It was damn near 20,000 views on YouTube, and we're like, wow, that's a first. We never experienced that. But yeah, it just it's a great EP, and we're really happy to release it. Again, we have so much, like Tyler was saying, there's so much more in the bank that we actually spent the past couple weeks at Novo Studios with Eric recording them, and they're really awesome, and it's exciting. So
who did you work with on this one? These songs?
We worked with Joe Loftus at JL Studios cool. At Magnum Music. Yeah, we worked with him with all those, and he's an amazing sound engineer too. He's very he's got decades of experience. So like when you go in, and someone like myself, I really lack the know-how and the music notes and stuff like that. So if I look at him and I'm just like, could I just do this? He knows exactly what I'm talking about. So it's like that was really yeah. So
I gotta start charging Joe for mentions. I feel like he's mentioned in literally every podcast.
Yeah.
I'm kidding, obviously, but like that sounds like I've said this before. It sounds like a special place there, and he obviously knows what he's doing. I think Jay Preston's there too. From
Jay Preston, the piano player.
No.
No, that's talking? Wade Preston.
Wade Preston.
Jay is oh god. What band? Jay, Daniel Rosler.
Oh, S. Dakota.
S. Dakota, yes. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah, he was there. We'll edit this part out. But yeah, it sounds like that's a good place to go. Now, I mean, obviously there's no hard feelings. You did a great job. What took you to Eric?
Persistence on his part, really. He was just trying to get us in there for a little bit. And we're like, yeah, let's give it a shot. And so far, home run. So equally as excited. It's weird to talk about the next one while I'm talking about this one, but I'm very excited about the next one coming up too.
Yeah, let's not move off this current one. I mean,
that's my fault.
We had actually done every music video that pertains to this release with the Navroskis. And so it was one of those things that for a long time, Eric would come up to me up at Northeast Music Center and be like, dude, when can I record your band? And I'm just like, well, we have dates booked with this, your time's coming, I promise. So when the time finally came, we're just like, we have to do it. The stuff he's putting out is awesome. He's literally beating down our door to do it. So we're like, let's give him a shot. And I'd have to say, so far, everything has been excellent.
Yeah, he just built that studio. And shout out to Eric and his wife. They just had a baby. So congrats to them.
Adorable.
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 Everyone's having babies. It's the thing to do. Him and Andrew Blank and his wife had a baby.
Yep.
Almost a year ago now. It's crazy. We're all getting old. You know, it's like this is like part of life.
Yeah, mine just turned 3. So
I got a 14-year-old.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. Life moves fast, man. What
Sure,
a
this
blessing.
time next year, I'll be jumping in the conversation of having children.
Atta boy.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah,
You're
I
gonna give
get
it the old
married in
college-
September, so
You went the old college try, are you?
we'll see what happens.
Pulling the goalie? All
Mhm.
right, I'm sorry, that's enough. That's enough of your personal life. No, but I mean, what a blessing, right?
Yeah.
The kids are exhausting, but great. My kid just started coach pitch baseball, and
Oh baby,
I was really nervous because he this is his first year, and I'm like, I don't know how he's gonna like adjust, and is he gonna do okay? And he's killing it. He's killing
Give
it.
us some stats.
Well, we just had a couple practices so far. So there's no stats to be.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just hitting the ball. I'm just like, where did that come from? Because I was only out with him like in the backyard once. He was in t-ball prior to that, but yeah, he's killing it.
Are you a baseball guy, or did he just?
Yeah.
Did you have to learn to catch up to him?
I'm trying to catch up to him. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, being a dad in this day and age, regarding as far as sports go, and I'm sorry we're getting off topic of the music, but I like this part of the podcast because we talk about life and you know the important parts of our lives too, right? It kind of gives a sense of who you guys are behind the music, even though I'm the one talking. But what was I going to say about being a parent in this day and age? I've said this on I think 1,000 podcasts now. It's like, you know, back in my day, the coach would have a big black bag. He'd unzip it, dump the bag out. There'd be, you know, a random variety of bats and helmets. We'd all share helmets. We'd all share bats. Now every kid has their own bat, their own bat bag, their own helmet, their own glove, everything, you know. And it was very overwhelming to say the least, because I was like in Dick's and I'm like, you know, is this bat too long? Is it too heavy? Can he swing this? Like, you know, will he grow into it? Like, you know, what am I doing here? Like, and then the glove, is it too big? Is it too small? And this whole thing, it's like, I felt real dumb. But
Get that.
Yeah.
but he's hitting the ball with the bat, and he needs some work in the field, but we'll get there. But
Like, if you don't mess up in the beginning on anything, is it really like as enjoyable when you finally start getting it right? Like, if you get the perfect glove right out of the gate, is that the same as 6 years down the road when you put it on and like the choir hits and you just know you found the one?
This is the one.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
I understand.
Oh my God.
Angel starts singing, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
I
driving
understand.
a car for years and years and years, and finally hopping in a new one and be like, oh, it drives straight.
Yeah. Like, if you meet a kid who gets the perfect car, when I was 16, I found the perfect car. You're like, I hate this guy. Like, where's no
Yeah.
camaraderie?
Right. This guy doesn't know what it's like.
Yeah.
I
On these
understand.
streets.
the oddly weird thing is when you get rid of the car that always pulls slightly to the left, like you're driving the new one for like a couple months, you're like, man, I miss that car. I had some good times in that car.
All about the memories.
It is, and I know it's a different world of growing up now, and you guys can attest to that. It's weird. It's weird. Like I know we want the best for our kids, and we want better for them than us, but like, I mean, part of like that unknown and that's like, you know, using the glove that was too big for you was kind of like a learning experience. You had to adapt. You had to adjust.
For
Yeah.
sure. But that's the beauty of unknown, is it can be unknown in both directions. There can
Yeah.
be good things you can't even imagine also.
Yeah. I mean, I remember like I loved the unknown. I mean, I feel like the best, most memorable times, I always said, like, you would go out at night with your buddies, whether it was to a bar or a friend's house or whatever, like you never knew what was going to happen. And those were the best nights because like the craziest shit was happening because nothing was planned. It just happened by, you know, accident. And now it's like, I don't know, my life's pretty planned out. I know that I've got practice 3 days this week. I've got swim class 1 day this week. I know I've got a birthday party to go to on Saturday. I know that Easter is on Sunday.
Mhm.
It's pretty mapped out.
It is, but theirs aren't. Like I have no idea what my kid's going to tell me when he comes home from school, and so I get to still maintain this Hey, what happened today at school? And I get to maintain this level of exciting unknown without, risking getting shoved in a locker. Those days are over.
I think you're a little big to get shoved in a locker.
Now, unless you find a big locker. Technology is advancing, Johnny. You got to keep up.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, Tesla lockers.
I don't know why I thought that your kid was older.
Well, I have two stepkids and my kid. I hate to say that, but
I
like
understand.
11, 9, and 3.
Maybe that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That's cool though. So that's
So the 9-year-old's getting into soccer, and on that topic, like I had to keep up. He started watching the World Cup, and he would just come up and say some European name at me. I'm like, huh? He's like, oh, he's the forward for Real Madrid. I'm like, okay. And I just believe him. He could just be making them up to mess with me.
nah.
But I'm trying to keep up. I learned Messi when I watched the World Cup with him.
There you
And
go.
then Mbappe. And after that, I don't know. He could just be messing with me.
Yeah, kids are awesome though. I wish I had the well, I'm happy that I didn't have the technology that they have now because it I don't know, it's a lot to handle now, I think. But
would we have said that regardless of our era?
maybe, I don't know.
Telephones? That's ridiculous.
Cordless phones.
Whoa. What do you have
So
to do
it's
while
funny.
you're talking to your mother?
You're gonna have to learn this math because you're never gonna have a calculator with you.
It's a lie.
Exactly.
It's the biggest lie I've ever
Biggest
heard in my
Filthy
entire life.
liars.
So we're gonna bring it all full circle now because we're going back to the music. We find that the number one seller at merch is CDs still, and like I never think of that because my car when I got it, I had all my backup CDs that I had in case the radio sucked that day, and I'd be like, all right, at least I have these I could put in there and I could listen to them start to finish. And I went to go put a disc in, and I'm like,
Nothing.
where's it go? And so like now cars don't even have CD players. And like I don't know that there's a weird experience of not being able to put the disc in and hear what the intended first track was supposed to be and like follow the theme of the album. I mean, you can still do it on the streaming stuff, but it's not if you accidentally have shuffle selected and you go to the next song, you're like, that was a weird transition between songs, and you're like, ah shit, I'm on shuffle, and you gotta undo it, start all over again. And so there you go, back to the music.
Well, not just that. Not just that. But like when you have all that music at your fingertips, it's kind of like you had that FOMO. It's like, what can I listen to like next? Or like, okay, I'm done with the song, like on to the next. Did you write the EP like in that order so that it kind of it flowed like that? Because I mean that's kind of I don't want to say unheard of, but maybe to a degree it is.
This certainly no.
No.
So,
What's
There's no answer.
Long answer.
Yeah. I don't think that we did. If there
Well-
was, just because of the times that we're in, you can't necessarily deliver it in that package anymore
Right.
because of streaming. So you've got to be conscious of everything. It can't be a solid front to back. I guess it could.
Do you
I don't
miss
know
that
what I'm talking
though?
about.
Do you miss that though? Like, I mean, like we're all like, I mean, I might be the oldest person here, maybe not. I don't know, but
Let's
I mean,
just say you are and make us feel good.
all right, I'm the oldest person here. Like, that's how I grew up. Like, the album you listen to, start to finish, and it kind of was recorded, or at least, put 1 through 10 or whatever on purpose.
Yeah. I miss hidden tracks,
Yeah, how about that?
right?
I wonder how many hidden tracks have gone unheard.
Well,
Yeah.
how many get downloaded and then it's just 7 minutes of silence until you get to the actual thing and then they delete it because they think it's broken.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, I wonder how many songs like that I've not heard that were hidden on CDs that I've owned just because, like, it's hidden.
Mhm.
skip back to 1. All right, here we go. You had to wait 30 more seconds.
No, that's a cool thing to think about though. I wonder how many, like, I'm talking about like per person. Like I wonder how many songs per person have gone unheard in the world.
Well, how many of your old CDs do you still have?
All of them.
Well, there you go. Do it for science.
Well, I don't have time for that. I don't have a CD player in my house.
You do.
I don't. I don't have one. I literally, I was thinking about it. I took my mom to see the Badleys a couple weeks ago, and I bought her it was one of her favorite bands. As an adult, I was a kid, and I remember her playing the albums when I was a kid. And so I took her to the show, and they have a new CD out. And I bought her the CD, and she's like, "Are you getting one too?" I said, "Mom, I have nowhere to play it." I said, "Where are you listening to it at?" Because her car is fairly new. She's like, "Oh, I have a CD player at home," and I'm like, "I literally have nowhere to play it. I'd have to dig out my DVD player if that plays CDs to play it."
Yeah, that would. Do you have a PlayStation?
Nope, I don't. Swear to God.
Wow. All right. I've exhausted all my options.
I'm telling you, I don't. My car doesn't.
I had to get one of these external CD drives for my computer, because I had a couple CDs that I couldn't find on streaming services, and so I wanted them on my phone. So I had to buy this just to burn the CD to iTunes.
Well, back in the day,
So
I
you
used
could
to
get one of those.
Well, I used to go to the Gallery of Sound, and I would buy CDs, and I would open them up, I'd put the CD in my computer, rip to the computer, then transfer it to my iPod, put it back in the case, and then on the shelf. So my collection is pretty like mint, because they've never seen the light of day outside of the time I've opened it once and put it back in the shelf. But you're selling CDs at shows?
We are pretty consistently, like to
That's
the point
amazing.
where I'm constantly saying, well, we're going to have to do something besides CDs. And then just every show we play, when you take inventory of the merch, it is consistently the one. I don't understand it. Like you
That's
were
good
saying.
news.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know where they're putting it, but
Well, I imagine it'll come back around. I mean, records are still, for some reason, I'll never understand it. I will fight anyone who tries to tell me that records are amazing. I think they're dumb. I think they're
you
big.
don't like
I'm one of those people.
They're big and they're stupid, and I don't like them.
you're one that would say it was really, really good, Ty?
Oh, if you didn't have to do 100 vinyl minimum to order vinyl to sell at shows, I would do it. But to order 100 minimum, it's like $1,000.
Right.
So,
But you think vinyl sounds really good?
I don't think it sounds really good. I just think it's a cool way of listening to music still, because I don't have one of these big audiophile, crazy, $2,500 needle systems. I have a $100 record player and some computer speakers that hooks into the back of it. So, but I just think it's cool because way back then, a lot of consideration went into like the album artwork
Yes.
and everything like that. Like I think the old tree on a big blown up 12 by 12 vinyl jacket would look bitchin', but it's expensive, and I mean, people are going to buy vinyl, but even I buy vinyl. I have so many things still in the cellophane wrap because I just bought it because it was like a record store day exclusive. I haven't even put it on the turntable. I'm never home enough to sit and like, yes, this album is great, isn't it? Like I usually do when I'm washing dishes.
Smoke a pipe in your fucking robe and shit like that. Yeah, it's like,
Right. I don't have that. I don't take a bath and listen to records.
maybe you should.
Maybe I should.
Maybe we
Have
all
some
should.
Ty time.
Maybe we need
I
to
have
like
an older
just-
house. So I don't think I'd fit in my bathtub.
Yeah. Well, put your knees out. I'll get a little cold. But that's okay. Maybe we should all do that. Just like, we just need to take that time and just take a soak. Listen.
I think you're sitting on a podcast format goldmine.
Yep.
Soaking with Popko.
So I did this was back in the alt natives format. Me and Vinny from the V Spot, we did an episode where we were both I have a jet tub in my house, one of those. That was the first and last time I used it. It makes no sense to me. I'm not taking baths. But yeah, we both got in our jacuzzi tubs and we did a podcast together. It was entertaining, I think.
Did Definitely remember that.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, so like, and then I was like genuinely like thinking to myself, like this could be something, like this would be an interesting like concept. But then I was like, what if I wanted to interview a woman? Like, how comfortable would she be in, getting into a tub with, her bathing suit on? Like, would that be appealing to them? I don't know.
True.
So I was trying to like,
Vinny's easy.
yeah, Vinny, his shirt was off when we were talking about doing it. I mean,
Sure.
no
Before
big
you
deal.
suggested it.
Yeah, I mean, he was ready. He turned that bath water on so hot. So did I too, because I knew we were going to be in there for a while. It was too hot. It was way too hot. I was sweating. It was not enjoyable. It's actually on the internet still. I took most of the alt native stuff down, but I think I left like 2 or 3 up, and that's one of them. Yeah, you can find it on YouTube. Alt natives after hours V spot. I'm sure you can find that. But
Type.
yeah, but don't get all hot and bothered by it. I mean, we are topless in bubbles. But
See, like that could have been the thing though. Like if you had teamed up with Vinny and you guys are in the hot tub, but your guests are like just sitting at their computer,
that's a good
like
idea.
on Zoom like this,
I like
and you
that.
guys are like Tony Soprano, like leaning back and just
Yeah,
whatever.
I like that. I like that idea. I've got a segment I'm thinking of. Maybe I'll run it. I'll do a test thing here. Hooping with Popko. It's a
John with John.
Social media only. Like an Instagram live thing where you never know when I'm going to go live. When people start tuning in, I'm pooping for real, like legit pooping. And anybody who joins, like I can request them to come in and maybe they're pooping too. I don't know. Or maybe we're just having a conversation where I'm pooping and they're at work or something. I don't know.
Virtual battle shits.
Pooping with Popko.
Genius.
It could be a hit. Anything like that works nowadays.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Alliteration too is perfect. No? All right. I'll put a pin in that. I'll circle back.
Yeah.
I'll circle back.
I'd have to see the pilot results.
I mean, it wouldn't be scripted. It would just be like I said, I'm gonna go live while I'm pooping, and someone joins. They join, and
it doesn't get posted or any of that. You have to catch it in the moment, right?
Well, I mean,
That's
I think
the whole lore.
I think it lives on line after the fact, but
that's up to you.
Initially, it's real. It's raw. It's pooping with Popko.
It's quite literally raw.
Yeah.
Front-facing cameras only.
Right. Exactly. I don't know. I think it could be something.
Never know unless you try.
I think it could get some eyes.
I mean, now that you kind of brought it up, you have to do it at least once.
I think I do.
Just once. See how long your Facebook ban is after you do it, and then we'll circle.
Or Instagram or whatever.
You think they'd ban me for that?
Yeah.
For real?
Yes.
Why?
Yes, I do.
Why?
You know why.
I've seen people get banned for a lot less than that.
Yeah.
But what's wrong? I'm not like I'm not showing anything.
Can never know until we try. Do it for science.
Well, I don't want my page to be banned.
Just for 30 days. Yeah. You got to be willing to make sacrifices for your art, Johnny.
30-day hit. Maybe I'll have to.
You just gotta have the burner account ready to go for when you get banned. You could jump over to that.
Well, maybe I'll just do it from my personal page. I'll leave the podcast page alone.
You don't want any bad press.
No,
Yeah.
but maybe I do. Maybe I do.
Every successful person always had a big dream.
I mean,
Are you going to go for your dreams today, Johnny?
I have been thinking a lot about dreams today. I have some ideas in my head, right? And back so probably like 4 years ago, I was in Hershey and they had an axe throwing place that you can go throw axes.
Yeah. And
there was nothing around here like that. And I'm like, I want to open up an axe throwing place. I'm like, it's probably a fad. No one's gonna do it. No one cares. Now there's
on
like three or
every
four.
corner.
Now there's like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
I missed my chance.
Well, that's why you got to get on this before
Well,
So,
I don't think that's sustainable.
they're going live from Joe Rogan's toilet.
I wish. Beef's like, get me the fuck out of here. I can't talk about my fucking EP. This guy's talking about shit.
I am entertained, sir.
This guy's like, I want to talk about my EP. And this guy's talking about shit.
Not
Literally.
shit.
Literally. Yes.
Poop. There's a difference.
I feel
I
like
don't know.
pooping with Popko is a little more family oriented.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a just a normal guy. Just everybody poops, right? There's a book called Everybody Poops.
Not only a book, a children's book. Everybody poops.
Exactly. Like this is just normal day life. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I'll get banned, but we'll have to try it.
Let us
There's-
know.
I just wonder though, because like I poop at work more often than I do at home. So I'm trying to think like, will there be enough people online if I'm pooping at work?
See, you don't even realize what you're doing now. Because I just thought of this. I'm like, I have to make sure I have notifications set if you ever go live on Instagram. I'm like, he's doing it.
Yeah.
And you could just be like, hey, we're on site. We're doing this today with this band, or I'm at the V spot tonight watching this group. Instead, I'm like, he's not pooping.
Yeah.
So now everyone's gonna be waiting.
Or if everyone's like,
if he goes live, is he doing it this
when's
time?
he gonna poop? When's Popko gonna poop? It's like a giraffe giving birth. With a fucking clock, timer, countdown. I don't know. I think it could be something.
Isn't that
Like
April the giraffe? Didn't she die? April the giraffe, I think, died.
No, come on.
I think so, because that
You're
whole thing
bringing me
happened
down.
not too far from my house. That was only at some zoo in New York.
I hope not. That was a big deal.
And I
That
think
was a big deal.
it was her time. I think it was her time to go. The kid's still alive.
Well, that's good. She sacrificed her body for the child.
Yeah, the kid handled all her affairs.
Well, as long as the story's not sad.
Right. You need a little sadness in there. You need that
Well,
emotional grip.
We're just vessels. We're just these things that pave the way for a new generation. If I passed away, people would be sad for a day. But as long as my kid's still alive, that's all that matters.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
great.
oddly heavy, John. Yeah, that was something on your mind. That was oddly
Well,
heavy.
listen. I just was approved for a life insurance policy.
Okay.
Just this week. I had to go through a whole thing, like blood tests and all this like other shit. Make sure that do you smoke? I said no. So they test you for that, all that kind of shit. I'm like, I'm good. Like I don't. But they test you. And I was approved. And I'm officially worth more dead than I'm alive.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, it's sweet.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's sweet. I mean, I always thought that, but like that was like a real defining moment in my life.
It's a cool club.
Yeah, I guess. It's they never tell you about that when you're young. I remember my mom and dad always just said like enjoy being young. And I never understood it. I never got it. Like I just wanted to be older. I remember when I was like 16 or 17, I wanted to be like 25 and married to the girl I was dating. I want to go through all the bullshit. And I go back in time, man.
What year did you jump the ship?
What's that?
Like 16, I want to be older. Now you want to be younger. Where'd you jump ship?
It's not that I want to be younger now. It's more just like I wish I knew then. Is it that saying, Rod Stewart? I wish I knew that was him, right? I wish I knew then what I know now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
When I was younger, yeah, the faces. Yep, that's
Rod
it.
Stewart. Yeah.
Yep,
Right.
yep.
Okay. Yeah, and it's one of those things. Like I think about even jobs that I had where it's like I wish I took more advantage of those moments differently, because based on like who I am as a person and how I'm more mature now and things like that. Like, I mean, I don't know when we all met, but I mean, I don't. It was definitely after the Weekender when I was there. I mean, I was Oh man, I mean, that was a great job for me because I probably should have been fired a handful of times. Just out partying. I mean, I'm not getting out of control. Nothing wrong, but like, I would definitely come into work late, hungover, um, things like that. And I was a general manager of that newspaper when I was 30 years old. It's kind of young, right? And think about it now. It's like I wish I knew then what I know now. So I would have done things differently, and I would have had more perspective. But here we are. Well, I'm hosting a podcast like every other jerk off in America.
Journalism.
Thanks for having us.
I kid. I like to make fun of myself.
You gotta laugh, man.
The deflection, right?
You gotta laugh.
Well, no, it's one of those things. It's like every guy or girl has a podcast, and I mean, what are we really doing? I mean, I'm hoping this provides value. I hope that people decide to tune in. And we talked about your EP up front, so that way, because you guys didn't want to talk about the last 3 years and what you were doing, so we talked about the EP real soon.
So pretty much the biggest thing that happened in 3 years is that Grant jumped on board with us and then was like, "Hey, you guys have a lot of good songs and we should release them." And then that just turned into, "Hey, the Old Tree EP came out last week," and so there you go. That's pretty much 3 years. And
that's great.
Beef's back was crippled. Beef couldn't even stand up straight, but he's up straight now, looking like Paul Bunyan with that flannel on. And
I wanted to talk. You guys were doing a show for 97.9X. Shout out to that radio station. Big supporters of you guys. They have
we love them.
Yeah, a radio show on Sunday nights at 7:00. They do it's called Locals Only, where they dedicate an hour of their airtime to local music, which is great. Still a little heartbroken that there's other stations out there with some local music, and it's not me. I'm not gonna lie. When Alt News was canceled, I was very heartbroken, which kind of catapulted me into doing this, which is great. I love doing this. This is a lot of fun, but I really enjoyed like doing 10 to 12 songs every Saturday, highlighting new music. But so yeah, shout out 979X. I feel like Beef, you guys were doing a show for them at Montage, and you had some health issues, and you pushed through. You performed the show, and next thing I know, I saw on social media you in the hospital. What's going on?
I had a phantom injury. According to the neuro doctor, it was a disc in my back was acting up, and the pain would come and go. It was bothering me the year prior a little bit. I took some steroids and went away. Didn't think much of it, but then I woke up one morning and I couldn't walk. I lost half of the feeling in my leg, and the other half of the leg I could feel felt like a knife was being stabbed. And it was a rough ride because I went to the VA hospital. They looked at me and they treated it for a simple sciatica issue, like an inflammation. So took steroids and I tried to deal with it, but the pain continued to get worse. And then it got to a point where, like Tyler said, I couldn't do anything. And it sucked because we had shows lined up. That breast cancer awareness show in Montage was a big deal. I actually went to the ER prior to that show. These guys were loading the equipment into the mountain, and I was still at the hospital. And I'm trying to explain to the nurse, like, I have to be at the show, but I was in terrible pain. She's like, "We got you covered." So I won't say what they did to me, but I made it to the show.
Well, first of all, I think Beef knows what a pain that load in was. So he faked the whole thing, made you guys load in by yourselves.
Yeah, I wish that was the case. I don't even remember playing the show. That's how much medication I was on.
Were you Varsity Blues type shit for that show?
What's that?
Were you pulling some Varsity Blues type shit for that show?
It was something. It was a dart in my neck kind of feeling. Yeah. But we did that show, and then afterwards the pain just came back 10 times worse. And They tried to give me a shot in my back. They did an MRI. They found that the disc was actually slipped out of my spine, and it was cutting into my sciatic nerve going down that leg. So it was pretty ugly. And once the neuro doc got a hold of the MRI, he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna have to do surgery." So it was a headache. I couldn't work for a couple months. I was just kind of stuck on the couch, being miserable. But as soon as I got the surgery in October, it was an instant relief. He cleaned up the bone and everything, and I've been doing a lot better since. So but it was. I felt bad because like we were starting to pick up momentum after Old Tree, and we had these shows, like I said, lined up. But then after that, it was like I can't do anything. So, but the band was still, they were very supportive. They did a GoFundMe page to help out because I lost work and everything, and
Sure.
yeah, I couldn't have gotten as far as I did without my brothers, my band of brothers. So, but yeah, and my girlfriend Jen, she saw me kick and scream through the whole entire thing, and she was there to support me through all of it as well. So, but it was
God bless him.
I don't recommend back injuries. I take your back seriously if you have problems, especially since we're all old people now. Really pay attention to that shit because if something goes wrong, you're gonna regret it. So
I'm still in my 20s.
you have an old personality. You look like a guy that does his taxes.
Doesn't mean my spine's old.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I heard back pain and back issues are like the worst thing. That and tooth pain.
Tooth pain is definitely, I can vouch for that.
Yeah. It's just it's amazing like with that one part of your body, how important that is. So if you get nothing from this podcast other than take care of your back and your body.
Catch Pooping with Popko live randomly.
Yeah, I mean I just went to the dermatologist today. Made sure my my body and my skin was good, Gotta take care of myself.
Is it?
Yeah, no issues.
Okay.
No issues.
Right.
Couple skin tags,
Bro.
You say gross?
No.
Oh, because I think it's gross. Around my neck. Like, oh, it's just cosmetic. They're like, I said, well, how much is it going to cost to remove? They're like, oh, it's like $160 for 10 skin tags. And I'm like, well, I don't have 10. I have like 2. Is it still $160? They're like, yeah. So I'm like, do I wait until I have 10 to come back and see it? Like, how does this work? Do I get a credit? Like, they're like, no. Like, I said, okay, well, I'll give you a call back.
Get some snippers and some rubbing alcohol, and
yeah, I think you can do that at home, right? Like you freeze it somehow on your own at home.
Yeah,
there's a lot of things that I need you to test from now till the next time we talk.
Okay.
That is now another one.
All right. So it's the what is it? What do we gotta do a recap?
Home skin tag removal, Pooping with Popko's response to the general public.
Okay.
And how many hidden songs can you find on what device?
It's a lot of homework. It's a lot of homework.
Yeah, it's a lot of homework.
I'm already tired thinking about it. That's I don't know if that's even attainable.
Do them all at once and go viral.
Can you imagine if I went
the
live?
next trend.
I went live like and listening to music for all of eternity.
How many can you get off before you flush? And then it has to be before the hidden song ends.
This is a lot.
How long can you stay live before a copyright infringement shuts you down?
There we go.
Because you're listening to just hours
probably
and
not
hours
very
of music.
long at all. I'd probably get shut down.
Probably about 30 seconds, but
yeah, if that. I don't know. What else? What else? Well, take care of your back. Take care of your skin. What else?
Drinking coffee.
No. Gotta drink some beer.
Isn't that what you're drinking now?
No.
That's not coffee?
No.
Oh.
Just a mug. You need the brand.
This is exactly. Thank you. This is all about the brand.
You could double brand and drink Popko Project branded coffee out of your Popko Project mug.
Or
Whoa.
Popko Project beer.
Ooh.
out of the Popko Project mug.
Whoa, wait a minute. Where are we getting that?
Buddy, it's this was a limited release back in October.
Yeah.
Popko's Porter.
I lost.
I teamed up with the Back Mountain Brewing Company and a coffee company called Bean Nick Coffee, and they're both in Dallas, Pennsylvania. And made a coffee. This guy's on mug too. Perfect. It's a
I'm
coffee.
just a megalomaniac.
Yeah, same. I have my face on my hat, face on my mug. But yeah, a coffee infused porter. Back in October, it sold out in 2 days, and all the money we raised, I donated to my high school's music program.
Very cool. That's awesome.
Because as we all know, the arts are what suffers first. It's bullshit.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
awful. It really is awful.
Yeah, I mean, think about how important music is to you guys. Like, I mean, we talked about how old we are. Like, you know, if it wasn't important, you guys wouldn't still be doing it. Like, it's a shame that, you know, those kind of programs have been cut.
I mean, even to get down into things like you don't realize how much music is surrounding you all the time. I mean, someone's got to record the songs that get played on the Weather Channel.
Sure.
You know, like
Sure.
there's all kinds of music like that, and if someone's not introduced to a certain sound or a certain run of notes, that they're like, oh my God, what was that? I want to do that. You know, they may. I hear those types of musicians actually do really well for themselves, and I couldn't name a single person that records Weather Channel music, but
Sure.
you know, stuff like that.
Composition, you know?
Bangers.
I mean, think about all these pop stars that are popular now. I mean, they're not even writing their own shit. Some other guys or girls right now.
I heard somewhere that before he hit it big, Chris Stapleton wrote over 100 songs that charted on the Billboard for other country artists before he released his first record.
It's probably where the money is. You don't have to like tour. You just write shit for the people. Collect the royalty off.
You write a song for whoever. They cut it. You get your piece of the pie, and back to the drawing board, I guess. Right for the next person.
Well, you've convinced me. I'm quitting. I'm just going to do that now.
Grant's out.
Off to Nashville, Grant.
Oh man. So back to your EP. It's out. It's great.
You can catch it on all streaming services, YouTube. We would love to see some people, if you haven't seen our music videos yet, watch them, get the views up a little bit. I think Human is within striking distance of hitting 20,000 views.
Just about.
Which is just who'd have thought? That was just a lyric video that we wanted to do as promotion for the song because we were playing it live. And it caught one of the YouTube algorithms, and like we were watching it unfold. That was really cool. And then it kind of tapered off. But
Ultra was just supposed to be a lyric video too. It just kind of got out of hand.
Talk about that, Grant.
Ultra?
Yeah.
So the whole point of that was just to carve, like, we were just going to do a lyric video and not a music video for time or money or whatever. I don't remember. But I just thought, what if we have the lyrics to Old Tree on trees, on tree bark? So it's like, okay, we'll do it with CGI or we'll just do however we can do it. Didn't work, didn't look good. So then I thought, I'll just get tree branches and I'll carve lyrics into them. And then I thought, well, what if there was a thing out there carving the lyrics? And then that evolved into me having to call special effects makeup and being sitting in the makeup chair for 2 hours so that I could go out and do all that. But all those lyrics in the video, I just went out into the woods and just hand carved all of them for
while having COVID.
Oh yeah, that was my frown upside down for COVID.
No shit.
Like, well, I guess I'll go out into the woods and try not to die.
That's
infect others.
Yeah. Can't hurt anybody out here. I'll just scratch at trees like an animal.
Well, it's funny, like, you kind of triggered my memory a bit here, and I saw the cover image of that video. Kind of creepy.
Thank you.
Now, is that you?
That's me.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's you. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
We have a time lapse of the makeup process on our Instagram.
Yeah.
It was, well, I think, if my memory is correct, it was about 2 hours in the chair.
Wow.
And then Shanice, the makeup artist who did it, came in with pre-made like jacket. It was living moss. Like you could smell it. You could smell the moss I was wearing on these jeans, and she sewed moss into an Eagles jersey that I was wearing on the top. And then she had to do prosthetics. And then we just went out into the woods, and I sweat nonstop for the whole
You
shoot.
didn't tell me that was an Eagles jersey. Do you still have it?
No, and if I did, like, there was living moss on it. It's not salvageable.
There goes the memorabilia for when we're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Grant.
Yeah, way to go, Grant.
Sorry.
Selfish.
Nature would have reclaimed it before that happened.
A living biome on a piece of fabric.
It's wild that the lyrics for that song were carved into dead trees.
Yeah, you can go to the woods, like somewhere out in the woods are just those still. So like any hiker is walking around and could bump into that. So
He's not the same written on a tree.
yeah.
I'd be freaked out. It'd be like the
Yo,
Blair
what
Witch
if-
Project.
Yeah, what if someone was like, this is God telling me like whatever. And then this
Well, if
person
it's
like,
something positive, I hope the message they receive is to like call their dad and rekindle stuff, and
right?
isn't something else.
Could you imagine that though? Like this
I can.
That's kind of cool
I
how
can
life
imagine
works out
that.
too. Like yeah, there's just hikers in the woods, and he sees like he's having like this hard time, and he's looking for
Give me a sign. Yeah.
sign from somebody, whether it's God or whatever he might believe in.
Well, the one lyric doesn't mean shit, so it depends on which lyric he bumps into.
Yeah,
He's climbing a tree, and then he falls out of it, and he sees the lyrics falling from the tree. He'd be like, "Yes,
Yeah, thanks,
yes,
got
I
that.
did."
all right,
A little
Grant,
late.
Grant,
There, upper management. Yeah, what's
here's
up?
your homework.
Okay.
I want you to put
God.
I want you to put a like a field cam in the woods that monitors all. Get out of here, stupid cat! It monitors all of the passerbys, to see if we can capture, somebody, reaching an epiphany.
I'll see what I can do.
The lyrics.
I'll need some of that adventurous podcasting money that you'll make when you start live streaming from certain locations, though.
From pooping.
There you go.
See, with pooping with Popko, you could also like grade the bathroom that you're in, because who knows what bathroom it's going to be in.
I have a whole thing with that too, and I'm never going to do this. So this is an idea.
Why not?
This is an idea that I had, and I got close to doing this. I hope no one takes it because it's still feasible.
Don't say it. Don't give it away.
Edit this part out.
Yeah.
I don't have the capability of editing. I'll tell you. Remind me to tell you after. I have an idea for an app.
All right. I think I know
later.
where this is going.
Did Grant just roll his eyes at me? I think he just
That's
rolled
what
his eyes at me.
That's between us. Edit that part out too. Edit
No,
out the eye roll.
he rolled. Where do you hear it? I've got all these ideas in my head.
Message me.
Personally, can't wait. I want to be an investor.
I yeah, I need money. I need money. That's so. I have all these ideas. It was the axe throwing thing I wanted to bring to NEPA. I have a lot of ideas in my head, but actually, in fact, I was talking to someone today, and I this is the reason why I've never done anything with them is because I have this fear. I guess maybe it's a fear. Oh, come on. This is bad for it's bad audio. I said I have all these ideas, but I lack motivation due to fear, lack of knowledge, lack of money, lack of time, etc.
Did you have that written down?
This is that's a verbatim text that I sent someone today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
A lot of ideas up here. Maybe they're good, maybe they're bad. Maybe Pooping with Popko is. Think about all the shows on the internet right now.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Come on. I mean, Pooping with Popko, that could be something.
I still think you should call it On the John with John, but
It's off brand, though. It's off brand.
I know it's off brand, but it's clever.
I can't even take full
At
credit.
least to me, it's clever. I shouldn't say that.
It must. I can't take full credit. I got well, any credit really. It happened at work. It was I was on my way to poop, and I had to pass some people that I work with. One whose name is Tyler. Maybe it's a Tyler creative thing. And he said you should start a podcast or whatever called "Pooping with Popko." And I'm like, I think that's a pretty good idea. Shout out Tyler.
Wise
Rice.
man.
Tyler Rice.
Very, very wise.
Yeah. But yeah. So I don't know. But that's
That's
why
where we're at.
that's why I don't do things, because I'm scared for several reasons.
Hey, you did this.
This isn't
You're
scary.
still doing it. That's
This
a
isn't
good
scary.
point.
This isn't scary.
You're still doing it. What's not scary about it?
Not scary. We just talk about whatever. That's like, this is just like normal day-to-day
I would have to say
conversation.
this is up there. This is up there in the whatever category for sure.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what I like about this. Like, yeah, we talk about your music, but like I also like talking about just, stupid shit. How else we would never would have found out about Beef's back, That was all,
It's true.
breaking news right here. And Tyler, what kind of camera you have going on here? Like, it keeps zooming in and then zooming out.
Dude, I don't know. This is a relatively new computer for me, and I'm still learning the ins and outs of it. I don't do much stuff on webcams anyway. My exposure has changed about 35 times since I've been sitting here. It might just start doing it randomly, and then it's on one of these auto things, so it
Yeah, it's
centers
awesome.
me every time I move.
But it kind of gets closer sometimes and it kind of zooms
There
back
you go.
out.
I thought you were doing that.
No, that's totally automatic. I've been sitting here fidgeting with
No, I thought
like this capo and stuff. Oh, you thought Popko was doing it?
No, it's not.
No, that's just me.
No.
over your face was moving. Gramps was doing it too.
Grant's was doing it too?
Yeah,
I don't know.
crazy world.
Do you have like diplomas back there, Tyler?
The two right behind my head are my fiance's 2 master's degrees she has
so
for
it's
speech
not
therapy.
It's not your
And then
flex.
that little rinky dink one over there from Lackawanna College for a business degree is mine.
All right, so it's not your flex that's front and center. It's hers.
The rest of the room is literally covered in guitars and musical equipment,
Okay.
but she's like, can we hang up the diploma somewhere nice? And I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah,
so-
that's a good idea.
When you're on the Popko Project, an award-winning podcast, can we please have these present?
Yeah, I mean, it would be probably more on brand to have all that stuff
There we go.
visible,
There we go. Yeah.
but that's not important.
Desk
Have
is
we-
fake.
Have you guys played any shows since Beef's recovered?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we've played, 3 or 4?
Club Kerrigan
3.
twice.
Yeah, Club Kerrigan. Shout out to Club Kerrigan's awesome venue down in Whitehall, Pennsylvania that is formerly called Planet Trog, which was a laser tag arena, now music venue. All the laser tag stuff is still set up. So you're literally playing to that, but the stage is huge. It's a great stage if you're an active band. Like Grant is probably one of the most active musicians I've ever seen live. And it serves well for that purpose. And the people that run it are super kind. And the guy that runs sound, I also think owns it. And the both times we played there, I thought we sounded great.
Shout out to him. Shout out to Sound Guy.
Yeah. Sound guy, Club Kerrigan, you real.
That's what's unfortunate about NEPA is there's a lack of places to play. If I had money, one thing I would do would be to open a venue. Because I feel like right now, all there is really is the Jazz Cafe, which I don't know if you guys ever played before.
We were
Back blew
scheduled
out.
to before the
I said-
spine.
Arms there
Oh.
one.
Way to go, Beef. Fucking dick.
And then we
So-
got asked to play there again this summer, and we couldn't because Beef will be on vacation.
What a
Yep.
fucking dickhead.
2 in a row.
Yeah.
Shout
Yeah.
out to
Sorry.
Beef. It's all right.
Why
Our
is
time's
so-
coming.
Why are you so goddamn selfish, Beef?
That's who I am, I guess.
Fakes a back injury to get out of loading in.
But I
Mm.
mean, even if you want to like look at just having the Jazz Cafe and the V Spot and things like that,
That's
there
it.
are yeah, but how many kids don't have that? How many like just to have the V Spot and the Jazz Cafe and to
but-
take those places and springboard into other places, you could not have either. You could be in the middle of like
Well, sure.
in the middle of Indiana where
Well-
there's population 30 in your town. I don't know much
Playing
about
an old
Indiana. I'm just making
silo.
it up.
Yeah, but now you're just like, so I see what you're
trying to
what
be
you're
glass
saying.
half full.
I know. I see what you're saying. I
Yeah.
see what you're doing. And I appreciate that. I do. But like, I also come from a place where, in my generation, there was tons of places to play. And then even
Sure,
the,
nothing's
the one before me had even more. And it's like kind of even like hard to even imagine that was the case. Like,
Now you have
what's that?
and now we have the internet.
Yeah, but that's not the same.
But
That's
don't you
not the
find
same.
it a little freeing? Like, because I see and you can only remember Led Zeppelin and things like, oh, that's when it was good. That's when it was this. But really, how could you break in to being a musician if you weren't giving the morning DJ Coke so that he'd spin your records? And that's a very serious question. Like, you can't make a buzz for yourself unless someone gives you permission to do so based on what merit? If they had a monopoly on exposure.
Okay. So I understand that, but like, I feel like the having many places to play is good for many reasons. It's a place for you guys to work out maybe a new songs you've been playing forever, just to introduce to new audiences. Like, the more you play, the more you are in front of more people, you're going to grow
Sure.
your audience. Like, if there's a lack of places to play, there's a lack of exposure.
Yeah, but I now have the ability to play 1, 2, 5 places, live stream all of them, work in a familiar setting with people I know. This new person isn't going to rip me off. This new place isn't going to have a blown speaker that they're never taking care of. I've got solid places that I can keep revisiting, and I can use that to promote when I'm not playing. Here's a clip from our recent show at the Jazz. Here's a clip from our recent show at the V Spot. The V Spot's live broadcast
Incredible.
on some of their shows now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you could have a reach that you could never have, even if you had
Of course.
10 venues in walking distance.
Of course.
So like, of course you lose that, but we gain
so
all
you're
of this.
so you're more quality over quantity, is what you're saying.
I'd never think that the hand that we're being dealt is as bad as some would believe it is. And I mean that across the board. So like, as much as everything could possibly suck, I don't think the idea that going back or forward 20 years in either direction
Sure.
makes it wonderful. It's just different shit.
Of course.
So now we
That
don't have all those venues, but now they didn't have live streaming. You couldn't have a Patreon. You had to sign a record deal where they basically gave you a massive loan, and then you got 2 years to finish it. You got 2 years to pay it back, kids. Good luck. Write a mega hit or die.
So would
Not
you
only that. Oh, go ahead, John.
No, go.
I was going to say not only that, but I as much as I wish that there were more places to play. The other thing that would support Grant's talking points is that there's not as much competition, because if you're playing at venue X and venue Y is 30 miles in the other direction, you're not probably worried about your crowd also wanting to go see the other band or vice versa. So like if it's your night at this venue, it's your night and people are going to come out because you're playing, and it's not like, well, this band's playing right next door, so maybe we could try to catch them at the time swap, or maybe we could do this, or like, man, this band right across town is also playing, and like I want to see both, but I guess I'd rather go see these guys more because I'm more familiar with them or something like that. So there's also that aspect to it.
Sure.
And it seems like a lot more shows now are starting to get more. There are definitely nights where one band is handling the whole evening of music, but it seems like in a lot of cases, like bands like us, we try to have more than one band playing, so you can kind of get a couple different experiences in one night. You know, I've seen some killer bands that we've played with that I didn't know about before we played with them, and I've gone out and see them since because I'm like, these guys are awesome. And it's given me the opportunity to go see more bands. And also the famous thing about being a musician, and I think Beef's getting in his truck. The famous, like, the thing is, I want to go see my friends' bands play, but I'm also playing that night. And which now with the more limited venue thing, you can see your friend's band play because guess what? They're on the same bill as you. So everyone can catch each other's set, and it's a little bit more of a community side of things, I guess.
Sure.
Last chance to butt heads.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Okay. And maybe to that point, maybe, looking back to, early to mid 2000s, there was a lot of animosity. There was a lot of competition. There was a lot of bands had this like, oh, we should be headlining here, or you should come to my show and not theirs. So yeah, I can appreciate that perspective for sure.
You would have been completely at the mercy of promoters and DJs, regardless of how good you are. If they don't want you getting exposure, there's nothing you can do.
Okay, so let's talk about living in the now and the points you just made. Like, do you feel like it's? I mean, granted, it wasn't easy to get a record deal back in the day,
No.
but don't you feel to a degree that cutting through the noise that is Spotify and all that kind of stuff isn't that harder? Or
To
do you
cut
not
through
care?
the noise?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much at everyone's fingertips. Like it's like
There is, but then you can find something that's unequivocally you.
mhm.
You don't have two choices. You've got thousands.
Yeah.
So when you pick something, you've literally already seen, you've gone through 1,000 to get there. You could say no 999 times. So then this yes means more, as opposed to you had 3 options, and I guess this is my favorite. Like something could really strike a chord with you more than it would be if you only had 10 options or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because again, we romanticize the 70s, Led Zeppelin, Jimmy Hendrix, but if you go back and look at the top 10 charts, what was Archie Comics making songs, and they were the number 1 hits at the time? Like, it was the same. It's just the ones that stayed in longevity. So you were still being given, hey, here's what the number 1 song is, here's what the number 2 song is. And you would have had, like, would anyone have picked Archie Comics as the number 1 hit unless the radio didn't just play it all the time?
Yeah. It's interesting.
I think it's refreshing to have the Wild West and get to go truly where I want to end up.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's like, pros and cons to both.
Mm-hmm. Always. And so whatever's coming in 20 years that we're all not prepared for, and we'll be old men shaking a stick at, my kid's going to be like, no, you don't get it. It's better. Better now.
It's better now, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what we're not ready for? AI.
I don't know. I'm ready for that.
No, that's too scary.
I'm ready. Nope, bring it. Let's go.
Terrifying, dude.
There's no
Let's
way
go.
you're ready. You think you're ready. You're not ready.
I am ready.
You're too confident.
I am. What's the worst that happens? They malfunction, they go rogue.
I don't
Humans
know.
do that.
I don't know.
Humans malfunction and go rogue.
What I'm saying is that we're not ready. Here's what we're not
Yeah,
ready.
there.
Beef is driving his car right now. It's
He's
just
going
fucking
to work.
hilarious.
He's a responsible boy.
I'm still
Yeah,
here.
he's going to work.
That's
Still
amazing.
here.
That's amazing that he's literally in his car and he's going to work,
Yeah.
and he's committed to the podcast. I
The
appreciate that.
pod.
But AI, right?
Mhm.
And when we're not ready in the sense that like there are so many AI generated photos and things like that that have been like put out as news. And by
Yeah, that's
news,
scary.
I mean by news I mean like, you know, not like a legitimate source. And I mean, I don't even know if there is a news source that is legitimate anymore. I won't go into that kind of stuff because that's a different story. But you know what I'm saying. But like people see headlines, they don't read the story. They see a headline that says like you know, whatever it might be. That's all they read. They don't read the actual story. So what I'm saying is they see a picture of whatever's happening and they go, oh, you know, did you see that? I hate to even use the word, but Trump getting arrested by or getting beat up by cops, because that was an image kind of, I think, to a degree a week or two ago
Okay.
before he was actually taken in or when he, you know, turned himself in, whatever it was. But they see that like, oh, this is true. This is real. They don't,
Right.
you know, research it. They don't click the button to find out what's real and what's not.
But it is
That's-
impossible to predict like what the other one. So like let's say you have an AI generated image
Mhm.
that you could put out. Why would we not have AI identifiers?
Okay.
So like I can't tell with my human eyes if this is real or fake, but a super AI certainly could. So like
So
again,
but they're smarter than all of us.
yeah,
We must defeat the AI with bigger AI.
They're
bigger
pro-
AI.
That's basically what you're saying, right? You're like,
I
okay,
think
The only way to stop a bad person with AI, is 20 good people with AI.
thing with AI though is that like anything, it could be used for good, like entertaining purposes, but it could also be used for really bad things, like you were saying, Popko, with like the image that was falsified. But like I catch myself all the time, and I will openly admit it's like a weird guilty pleasure. Is in the morning when I'm having my coffee, I open up YouTube and I see a video that's like Batman if it was reimagined in the Lord of the Rings world, and I'm like, I would love to see what that's all about. And it's all AI generated stuff, and I'm just like, this is wow, this is so great.
right.
And it's like that's such dumb like entertainment.
It's entertainment.
I'm pretty much Batman. If it was the one that got me was Batman if it was an 80s sci-fi movie, and I'm like, they already did that. That was actually a thing. So I'm like, AI doesn't need to do that. I think that's a bit redundant. But like, I also saw another thing. It was like all 46 presidents as 80s Coke dudes from like Miami, and it was all AI generated stuff. And like all these presidents, like Howard Taft had like a mullet and like big aviator sunglasses. I'm like, this is funny.
Right.
That's where AI, I think, is for the betterment of society as like an entertainment purpose. But
right.
in the other sense,
know
like,
we know immediately looking at that's fake.
yeah.
Right.
Or like the TikToks or Instagram reels of the presidents playing Rocket League together or playing Minecraft together and cursing at each other the whole time. Like that is awesome.
I mean,
But
the AI and the Chat GPT, like powerful tools, right? I mean, I don't even think that we can comprehend what that's going to bring to our future and how it's going to change our lives. But it's kind of scary. I'm not ready.
I don't know.
Grant's ready. Okay. You're.
I'm ready.
Listen, when I'm scared for my life, the deal is you get to take me under your wing.
All right, my wing's gonna have a fuckload of AI under it.
he's gonna take you into the woods where all these song lyrics are carved into tree branches, and he's gonna say, "This is where it
Yeah.
all begins."
Grant,
This is the
where
only
your
safe
training
place
starts.
left.
Grant, show me the way.
Grant is Luke Skywalker, and Popko is Yoda, and they're on Dagobah. You got to run through the woods.
This could be funny.
Somebody should put that into AI and see what it pops up.
See, I don't know that AI is smart enough to
Smart as the person who programs it.
well, so it's not smart enough to have knowledge or pick up anything that is of people who aren't worth knowing. That is me. If you went and said, tell me about the Popko project on ChatGPT, they probably wouldn't come up empty.
But if I Googled you, would it come up empty?
No.
So then I believe an AI would be much smarter than a search engine.
Well, maybe, but within the last 2 months, it's not smarter because I looked.
Google?
I
AIs.
I typed in my name. I said in the ChatGPT. I said, "Tell me about the Popko Project Podcast."
Well, it's coming. You remember when the internet first rolled out? We were just sending each other e-cards.
I know.
So
it's scary. It's scary.
Mm-hmm.
Poking each other on Facebook. I remember that.
Those were simple times. I miss those days. Grant doesn't. He's in the future.
Grant's back on. See, there he goes, romanticizing getting poked on Facebook. But every time it happened to you, you got mad and cursed at the screen. You got mad. You don't remember that part.
You don't remember the poking.
Grant's already
poking of 08.
Grant's purposely getting fractured bones so he can get replaced with bionic limbs and shit.
Oh my god! Tomorrow, if that was available,
you're ready.
Don't even get. Seriously, tomorrow I would do that. Replace this fragile shell of flesh. I'm sick of it.
Like the episode of Futurama where Fry takes the devil's robotic hands and he could play that instrument super well.
Yep, all I could use that. We could
It'd be amazing.
I'll take all the adamantium joints you've got. Everything hurts.
All right, 2 things. I'll let you guys go. Cody, you've said barely anything tonight.
I'm here.
Tell me something.
Something?
This is your moment. This is your moment to shine.
I got chickens. You want to see the chickens?
Legit chickens? Are you fed up with
chickens?
Like chickens.
So you're fed up with the grocery store because at one time a dozen eggs was $6. You're just like, fuck this. I'm getting chicken of my own.
I'm getting chickens. And you were right. Kind of how it started.
I was just guessing, but also granted, that's an easy solution, right? If you have to spend the time taking care of them, energy, making sure that light stays on and heats them, the feed that you have to give them to So there's all these costs rolled into that. So are you really? How much are you really saving?
I'm probably spending more, but I got chickens.
Exactly.
You're occupied and you're learning a skill. You're raising a live animal. You're now technically classified as a farmer of sorts.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
An agriculturalist.
Yeah. See?
Is that a word?
Yeah. Other than that,
I applaud it. It's funny when COVID hit. I looked at my wife and I said, "We need to start living smaller." And I don't think she understood what I meant. Because 4 months later we bought a bigger house than we were in. But what I'm getting at is I was I got scared. I'm like, we need to maybe we should start growing our own food, at least have a garden, know where our food comes from, be able to grow it if the shelves at the grocery store were empty. So I applaud what you're doing. You're
have it growing before the shelves are empty.
Say that again?
You have to grow the food before the shelves are empty.
I understand that. But so what I was getting at was shit, this isn't the food is not, plentiful because the shelves were becoming empty, right?
Mm-hmm.
We gotta live differently. And,
absolutely.
We bought a bigger house and I have not started to garden.
No garden. You want a couple chickens? I got some extra.
No, I don't want chickens.
I wonder if there was anybody during COVID that was how to make. That went. Everybody's like, I need my toilet paper. There's probably somebody out there that's like, we're never going to see this ever again. You just see them just churning away at paper mache trying to make toilet paper.
Yeah, weird times. Weird times for sure. I'm glad we're kind of removed from it though.
Yeah.
It feels
there is a sense of normalcy back in the world.
Well, I think I don't know if you guys, travel at all. I'm sure you do, but
oh yeah,
it's legit, it never happened. It's like this was never really a thing.
Until you see that one person driving down the road by themselves with a mask on.
There's always one.
There's always
amazing.
one.
It's amazing.
But yeah, like tomorrow I'm flying out to visit my brother on the West Coast, and
Exactly.
like in my mind, I'm still like, man, there's going to be all these protocols, everything like that. And I was talking to someone that just got back from a trip. They're like,
No.
that's not a thing anymore. I'm like,
Nope.
oh, so I missed it completely. I didn't fly that whole time, and I missed all the weirdness that was going on at airports and in airplanes and
Yeah.
all that. So I feel lucky in a way, but
Yeah, it's weird. You know, the CDC is now, walking back on some of the things that they said early when, and I'm not mad at them. I'm not faulting them. Like they kind of reacted with the knowledge they had at the time. Like it is what it is. Like I'm not saying, oh, you lied to us. It's just kind of funny now how there were people who didn't agree with what the CDC said, and they were looked at as like crazy people. And now what they were saying back then, the CDC is basically admitting was true now, right? But I don't know. We're not here for that. What does the future look like for the Holtzmann Effect?
April 29th at the V Spot Bar. You can catch us with our friends Candle in the Dark. They're going to be doing.
What? No.
They're going to be doing probably, I think I talked to those guys. I think they're going to be doing an hour set starting at 9, and then we go afterwards. And it's going to be a night of Holtzmann originals and some covers. So you may hear the likes of. We're not going to play Theory of a Dead Man. I was going to try to tie that in, but we're not playing any of that. we're not playing that. Well, we will be playing covers of some bands and stuff that definitely inspire us, and it's going to be a really fun night. And April 29th, that's a Saturday.
I am putting that in my phone right now. I can't promise I'll be there, but I'm going to make a very good effort. I mean, I love you guys.
Your efforts are greatly appreciated.
I don't know the last time I saw you guys perform live, and Dave Temerantz of Candle in the Dark and his group is, great as well. That's exciting.
Very happy to have those guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this. Remind myself a day before, and then 2 hours prior. Here we go. Okay, in my phone. I hope I'll see you there. What else?
You said you had two things. What's your second thing?
I did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said before I let you go.
Two things before we go.
Oh yeah, it was. I wanted Cody to say
You
something.
said Cody, show us your chicken.
It was basically, Cody, this is your time to shine, because you've been basically silent the whole time, and then just what the future is for, like, not the future, but like this year, like what I know you guys have more songs. Is there a plan to release those this year? And I kind of wanted to let Beef go and let you guys go, because it is a Wednesday night.
Andy.
It's 10:30. It's getting late. We got kids. We got work in the morning. We're old. We got responsibilities. So I wanted to kind of wrap things up with you guys.
The map for the remainder of this year is we're going to finish up all the recording stuff at Novro Studios, and throughout the summer, a couple singles may be getting released from that, to which then game plan is fall release end of October for what would be considered our first full-length album.
First ever?
Everything's been EPs up until this point.
Okay. Very cool.
Or singles. So this is, I think we have 8 or 10 songs getting finished up, and
Awesome.
believe it or not, I believe we're working on the album release show to be at the V Spot as well, and special guests to be announced once that all gets finalized, and that'll be probably a little Halloween shindig as well. So,
oh damn,
get your finest spooky outfit.
Halloween / Popko's birthday party, maybe.
Oh,
I don't know.
November 1st. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that might that.
Let's go.
That'll be considered.
Mine's the 20th.
we'll promote if you promote.
Of October or November?
October.
Okay.
So we're both within 7 days.
Combined party. Combined birthday / record release party. That's what I'm hearing.
You know what? Just any reason to have a cake.
Bring the chickens.
Send it to Chat GPT and all your AI things, and we can get this party rolling.
We have an AI themed. All the art, the flyers for the show will be AI generated. The cake will have a AI generated image on top of it. You guys won't even be really there to perform. There will be AI generated holograms of you guys.
Yeah, I just loved every word you just said.
They did it with Tupac.
Yeah,
They did, and that was years ago.
They did it.
We're so
They did it
far
with Michael
advanced now.
Jackson. Yeah.
So we're so far advanced now. We're yeah. You guys can sit in the green room basically and just watch yourselves perform.
Mhm.
Wouldn't that be a
Grant's in.
I'm
It
in.
would be pretty cool if I could drink and interact with people while watching myself play music.
That would be pretty sweet. Think about how many albums you could sell. Like, be like, yo, isn't this awesome? Look at the way I'm playing this instrument. Buy the CD.
But then, do you think we'll have spam people? When we have AI?
There will always be spam people.
No, I mean
I
like
already
literally.
have it now.
Yeah,
There's
It's gonna be
you-
better.
There's
It's gonna be better. Better.
No,
stuff.
like
there's
you go
CGI
out to a bar.
influencers.
Yeah, like you go out to a bar and you meet some dude and he seems cool, and then like 30 minutes in, he brings up your car's extended warranty, and you have to come to terms with like Frank doesn't even exist.
Well, we're gonna talk. I mean, there was a movie with Bruce Willis called Surrogate. I mean, that's what's gonna happen. Like, we're all gonna be in our homes, like living a life of a different body that's out doing things.
Yeah, again, I'm all for new body.
That's kind of neat. I'm okay with
Mine
that.
hurts.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of on board. I don't like to leave my house as much as I used to. Like, I mean, I like getting out when I can because it's very few and far between. But if I can like get out more during the week, but also stay home. I mean, this is why I do this podcast so late at night. It's 9:00. My kids are in bed. The things I can get done and things I could see without having to leave my home. I mean, I'm on board with that.
So you're coming around.
Yeah, I guess I am. I guess I am. So. Well, guys, I mean, the new EP is amazing. I'm not just saying that because I'm looking at you and that we're doing this podcast. Like, when it came out, I was literally blown away. Some of the best stuff you guys have done. Old Tree.
Thank you so
EP,
much.
streaming everywhere right now. Check it out. Some videos on YouTube. Check out prior music on the streaming services because Holtzmann Effect has been a force in the local scene and beyond, obviously. And it's so really cool to see you guys kind of, I don't want to say advance, but like grow and just kind of navigate, your music and all that kind of stuff. So really looking forward to, seeing what comes out in the fall. Looking forward to our birthday party at the V Spot.
Hell yeah.
Guys and stuff like that. So thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you for always supporting what I do and being interested in being part of the show. And I really appreciate you guys for everything you do.
Thank you, Johnny.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, brother.
Be safe, beef, enjoy work. Love you guys.
Love you too.
All right.
Love you too.
We'll see you.
That's it.